News One, le tam-tam du continent.
Friday, the 27th of February, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 6:30 p.m. news on News One. These are the headlines. Cameroon takes a bold step in modernizing public finance with the launch of its Center of Excellence. Designed to train and empower the country's finance professionals, the center aims to standardize skills, strengthen governance, and turn knowledge into action for a more efficient and forward-looking administration. And also, Kribi, rural near Sokapan, Kinge in the South region, is in mourning after two young girls who went missing earlier. The shocking discovery has led families and neighbors turned. That was it for the headlines, the development and more coming up next. It's a pleasure meeting you once more, ladies and gentlemen. I am Jackie Nyebele, your news anchor. As announced in the headline, Cameroon takes a bold step in modernizing public finance with the launch of its Center of Excellence. Designed to train and empower the country's finance professionals, these centers aim to standardize skills, strengthen governance, and turn knowledge into action for a more efficient and forward-looking administration. Reports. Cameroon has officially inaugurated the Center of Excellence of the Directorate General of Budget, a state-of-the-art institution aimed at professionalizing public finance management. This center provides structured, continuous training to build the skills, knowledge, and discipline required for modern administration.
And this is the Center for the Director General of the Budget, and we think that we are going to move ahead so as to do the same thing for the other structures of the Ministry of Finance.
The finance minister emphasized the budget as a strategic tool. It is not just a financial plan, but an annual authorization approved by parliament that drives growth, guides development, and simulates private sector activities through targeted incentives. In the CEMAC context, fiscal discipline and the long-term planning remain crucial to ensure stability and sustainable progress. The center also embodies the power of continuous learning. By strengthening the capacities of public servants, it equips Cameroon's financial professionals to tackle complex challenges with confidence, innovation, and accountability. In short, the launch is more than an administrative milestone. It signals a new era where knowledge, skill, and vision becomes the nation's most valuable assets, guiding the country towards a stronger, more efficient, and forward-looking public sector. And a delegation of women from the Central Services of the Ministry of Environment, Nature, Protection and Sustainable Development, MINEPDED, led by Gender Focal Point Albertine Dili, visited Longi Kribi in the South region from February 24, 2026 to launch activities for the International Women's Day. They inspected mangrove restoration sites from 2024 to 2025, promoted the use of improved fish smoking ovens to reduce pressure on mangroves, and distributed utensils to support women's empowerment. Here is an excerpt of Priscilla's song from the communication unit of MINEPDED.
Here you have the women from the Ministry of Environment, Protection of Nature and Sustainable Development. They are here because they are carrying out or launching this year's 2026 Women's Week activities right here in Longi. We are being accompanied here by the women from Longi and the divisional delegate for the ocean. Head of delegation here is Madame Dili, the focal point, and Madame Uwadu, who is in charge, the technical expert for this activity. So we are right here, and the women are really happy having the activity right here on the field. Can we once more put our hands to the women of Lungi? We are one, hey, we are together, we are one.
Same line, activities marking the International Women's Day have been launched at the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in Yaoundé. The event was highlighted by a public speaking training session for the female staff aimed at strengthening their leadership and communication skills. The significance of this initiative is explained here by the Director of Local and Community Development, Agnes Eno Mesembi.
Today, we have started our activity, which is on public speaking, training the women of Minade on public speaking. And this was a very useful training because we found out that all of us need specific training on public speaking. For the year 2026, the activities that we've planned for the celebrations of the Women's Day include a conference on mental health, as we have realized the women and everybody else are involved in, affected by stress at the job site and even in their homes and with their families. And so we thought it necessary to come up with some training to empower them on how to deal with stress and anxiety.
And over to something else. As Cameroon grapples with ongoing social and security concerns, preparations are accelerating for the April visit of Pope Leon XIV, a journey Catholic leaders describe as a powerful symbol of hope, unity, and reconciliation for the nation. Benjamin Afanyi. And over to something else, the National Secretariat for Catholic Education held its mid-year permanent committee meeting on February 27, 2026, that is today, in Yaoundé, bringing together principals from Catholic colleges across Cameroon. The meeting focused on evaluating Catholic education, emphasizing the need for strategic plans to improve education nationwide. As part of the discussion, Gaitajan Edime John Ejole, Deputy National Secretary for Catholic Education, highlighted the importance of a long-term planning, and this is his excerpt.
It is our conviction that Catholic education, if it is authentic and if it is well pursued, should be able to give us solutions to the problems that we have in our country, in our society. And that is why we are coming up with a strategic plan for the next 5 years. And on account of that strategic plan, that is why our stakeholders are here for us to discuss, to synergize, to see how that strategic plan can really help, help us come up with solutions to the problems that we are facing. In that strategic plan, as the president of our commission has just said, I just explained, we have a number of points, a series of things that we are really focusing on. We talk of entrepreneurship, the idea of making entrepreneurship become a culture in our country, beginning from the very basic level, basic education, right up to the tertiary level. So it's a mindset. The first place is a mindset. Children should grow up to have that entrepreneurial mind. We know of violence in our society today, so we are also laying emphasis on education, on peace, education for life. Those are some of the things we are thinking about.
Challenges faced by schools were also addressed by Reverend Father Emmanuel Follunt, as he says.
Emmanuel Follunt, the Catholic Education Secretary of the Diocese of Kombo. I'm happy to be here and to follow this meeting. And talking about the difficulties in Kombo, it's really difficult to express those difficulties because we are like hemming in the middle. On this side you are blamed, on this side you are blamed. I want to give an example. When we start school early, because of the subsequent lockdowns that will be coming, the government officials blame us for not respecting the date for starting. And then the other side blames us for working with the government. And therefore, we're in the middle. It's a difficult situation. Those who are not living it, they don't know what we go through. It's very difficult. That on this side, you are blamed. On this side, you are blamed. So it's very difficult. And it's even reached a certain level where we have to contribute to various quarters in order to allow our schools to function. And then we do that, we are blamed. You do this, you are blamed. So we are calling on all the stakeholders that they can make things better. I know sometimes we hear on the news that things are okay. It is not okay. I'm standing here to say it is not okay. Because what we hear in the news, sometimes you sit and you're watching TV, you feel like you could take a stone and blow up the television because of the things they're saying, and you're living. And sometimes you're listening to news and you're hearing gunshots. And the news is saying everything's okay. So those are the difficulties we go through. But we're struggling to keep school moving, because without education, there is no future for the children. Now, many of the children who cannot leave Kumbo, they stay behind. Many have left, and they are here in Yaoundé, they're in Douala, they're in Bafoussam, they're elsewhere where they can go to school. But the conditions are very difficult, because for their parents to abandon their homes and go and have their children go to school elsewhere is not easy, and also have to rent houses when they have their own houses back at home.
As said earlier before, as Cameroon grapples with ongoing social and security concerns, preparations are accelerating for the April visit of Pope Leo XIV, a journey Catholic leaders describe as a powerful symbol of hope, unity, and reconciliation for the nations. Details with Benjamin Afanyu.
Preparations are well underway across Cameroon as the nation eagerly prepares to welcome Pope Leo XIV for a historic pastoral visit from April 15 to the 18th, 2026. In Yaoundé, Douala and Bamenda, planners from both church and government are working around the clock coordinating security, venues and logistics to ensure the nation is ready for thousands of pilgrims and pilgrim expectations.
People of Cameroon, not only the Catholics in this country, we have gone through a lot, and hearing that the Holy Father is coming to visit us in moments of difficulty is a very, very big news for us. We are so thankful to the Holy Father that he has thought of Cameroon and that he has arranged to visit us, like the rising sun coming to us from on high. So it's a very, very big moment of joy for our local church, for the people of goodwill in this country, and for our country in general.
Catholic leaders in Cameroon describe the Pope visit as a powerful sign of unity, solidarity, and spiritual closeness with the global Catholic family.
The representative of God is coming himself here in Bamenda. I'm therefore appealing the population of the Northwest region to mobilize themselves to welcome him warmly, and we are hoping that he's going to contribute along with the head of state, the government, the administrative authorities, and the other stakeholders, be them Catholic or non-Catholic, that yes, it will be a gathering for us to pray for long-lasting peace in our beloved country, in our beloved region.
For many Cameroonians, the visit is more than just a religious event. It is seen as a symbolic movement that could renew hope across the nation, especially in communities affected by long-running crises. From spiritual gatherings and patriotic rallies to meticulous government planning seasons, Cameroonians' focus is turning towards April as anticipation for a visit that could resonate far beyond church walls.
The Cameroon Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kecha-Coutès, received senior officials from the European Commission on February 27, 2026, that is today, to discuss new cooperation initiatives, including the Global Gateway Strategy, Sustainable Alternative Fuels, and the Yaoundé Bypass project. And here is an excerpt of the ongoing ceremony.
We have had today a very fruitful meeting with the Minister of Urban Development and Housing. It has been, since the last time, a lot of progress in the preparation of the bypass of Yaoundé. The last time I came to Yaoundé, it was in 2024, and since then the studies have progressed a lot. We have seen that this is a mature project, a project ready for implementation. Still, we would need more support from financing institutions. We would be happy if other financing institutions join us in completing some of the sections, because it's very important that the whole bypass of Yaoundé is implemented, all the sections at the same time. And this will bring really a lot of improvements to the city, to the corridor from Douala to Yaoundé, and then Bangui and N'Djamena, because the trucks will not need to enter into the city. So it will be improved urban mobility. And also we have welcomed very much the initiative of the minister on the creation of these 4 poles of economic development all around the city, all around the bypass of Yaoundé, because it will bring growth beyond the city center and a more balanced city growth for Yaoundé. So we are looking forward for this idea that we have discussed today of organizing a roundtable of partners for trying to gather all of us around this project and try to leverage additional funding.
As announced in the headlines, Kribi rural near Soka Palm, Kinge in the south region of Cameroon is in mourning after 2 young girls who went missing earlier this week were found dead yesterday, February 26. The shocking discovery has left families and neighbors stunned. Micheline Bilowa reports.
The victims, 18 and 22 years respectively, who had disappeared since Monday, February 23rd, after leaving school, were found assaulted and assassinated. According to neighbors, the headmaster had asked them to return home to have their hair plaited. The tragic discovery began when a local child went to feed his father's pig. Police have opened an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the kidnappings and deaths. The community continues to...
And talking about culture, this evening, the official opening ceremony of the 2nd edition of the Southwest Cultural Festival was marked by the arrival of Minister of Arts and Culture, who attended the event as the personal representative of the Prime Minister, head of government. The ceremony took place at Bongo Square, a symbolic cultural and public gathering space. The government's commitment to promoting cultural diversity, national unity, and the preservation of Cameroon's rich cultural heritage, particularly within the southwest region of Cameroon. The event officially sets the tone for several days of cultural exhibition, traditional performances, fashion displays, and heritage showcases highlighting the identity and resilience of the people of the southwest region. And beyond our borders, in Gabon continues to suspend major social networks while negotiating with the platforms. And onto something else, Nigeria ex-Justice Minister Abubakar Malami has faced trial for fraud and terrorism financing. Micheline Bilowa.
In Gabon, authorities are in ongoing discussions with social media platforms after maintaining a suspension of use of major networks for over a week. The government cites concerns over misinformation and national security, while civil society groups and users criticize the prolonged blackout as a restriction on freedom of expression. Officials indicate the negotiations aim to restore access under conditions that comply with national regulations and ensure responsible platform usage. In Nigeria, former Justice Minister Abubakar Malami faces trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja on charges of fraud and terrorism financing. Malami is accused of misappropriating public funds and supporting activities linked to extremist groups. The case is closely watched as it touches on accountability for high-level officials and the integrity of Nigeria's legal and financial institutions. Court proceedings are expected to unfold over several sessions amid heightened public interest. The The Africa CDC has urged caution regarding recent US-Africa health agreements, which involve funding, data sharing, and the transfer of pathogens for research and disease control. While the accords aim to strengthen global health security, African experts raise concerns about sovereignty, the protection of local data, and equitable access to benefits. Officials emphasize the importance of clear legal framework and safeguards to prevent misuse of sensitive health information.
And this is the end of the 6:30 p.m. news live on B News 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. See you soon. Happy weekend.